Hey, what's going on everyone? MBG here, back with another video. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check it out. I really appreciate it. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss today. So before we dive into it, do me a big favor and hit the like button to help the video out and show your support. And if you are new to the channel here, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. So the first topic we have is in regards to a significant PlayStation 5 system software update, and Sony officially confirming finally that PS5 will be receiving a VRR or variable refresh rate update. So this is reading from the PlayStation blog, where they say our next PS5 and PS4 system software updates are rolling out globally today. So we wanted to provide a quick look at some of the new features. We're also glad to share new details on variable refresh rate for PS5 on HDMI 2.1 compatible TVs and PC monitors, which is planned to release in the months ahead. So new features for PS5 and PS4. Thanks to the support from our beta participants, we're introducing some fan-requested features to our global community today, like the ability to create or join open and closed parties on PS5 and PS4 consoles. On PS5, we're also bringing UI enhancements to game base and trophy cards, as well as accessibility features like mono audio for headphones. PS5 players with accounts registered in the US or UK will be able to test drive a voice command preview feature that lets them find and open games, apps, and settings, as well as control media playback with their voice English language setting only. And so it says for a refresher on PS5 features like how to apply game presets on your console, pin videos and apps to your screen while you play or share your screen with friends, check out the new Pro Tips cards in the Control Center. Continues here by saying PlayStation app and PlayStation Remote Play enhancements. Starting later today, we're gradually rolling out the ability for PS app users to create or join open and closed parties through the app as well. We've also updated the PS app game base UI to make it easier to access the friends, parties, and messaging features, delivering a consistent player experience with PS5. PS Remote Play mobile app users can enjoy a new dark mode based on their phone setting. And it continues by saying on the horizon, variable refresh rate support for PS5. We're also pleased to share that variable refresh rate or VRR is planned to release on PS5 in the coming months. On HDMI 2.1 compatible TVs and PC monitors, VRR dynamically syncs the refresh rate of the display to the PS5 console's graphical output. This enhances visual performance for PS5 games by minimizing or eliminating visual artifacts such as frame pacing issues and screen tearing. Gameplay in many PS5 titles feels smoother as screens render instantly, graphics look crisper, and input lag is reduced. Previously released PS5 games can be fully optimized for VRR, though a game patch and future games may include VRR support at launch. As an added option, you can also choose to apply VRR to PS5 games that don't support it. This feature may improve video quality for some games. If this results in any unexpected visual effects, you can turn off this option at any time. Both VRR and the secondary option can be turned on or off. Please note that results may vary depending on the TV you're using and the game you're playing. As we get closer to the feature's release, we'll share more details, including some of the games that will enable VRR support through a game patch. So yeah, I know that was a lot to take in, but this is a pretty significant update that Sony is rolling out, and obviously a lot of people should be very excited that now Sony is officially confirming that the PS5 will be getting VRR. I think some people might feel a little bit disappointed that it's not releasing today with this update, but nonetheless, it is nice to have official confirmation. And, you know, this is something that has been requested for quite some time, and it's just one of the major features that people want for the PS5 or have wanted for the PS5 that we can now cross off the list. And so we'll have to see what other major features Sony decides to bring in the future, but it is good to know that they are listening and they are responding and adding these things that are very requested. So let me know if you are excited about VRR on the PS5. But we're moving on to the next topic, which I find incredibly interesting, and I had to be sure to share this with you guys because it's pretty funny, but it really does make you think, is Sony getting ready to announce something very, very soon? So I came across this article from Push Square where it says, did Xbox Game Pass executives just out PS5 and PS4's rumored PlayStation Plus reboot? So it says here that Microsoft's published a corporate puff piece praising its Xbox Game Pass business model. The lengthy roundtable discussion featuring Xbox bigwigs Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond has been released to coincide with the Game Developers Conference, and the content is much what you'd expect. A lot of talk of percentages, numbers, and graphs trending upwards. The general gist, if you don't have 22 minutes to spare, is that subscription models increase sales, improve engagement, and diversify players' tastes. With all this apparent success, it's only a matter of time before other platform holders follow suit, and Bond perhaps knows more about PlayStation's plans than the rest of us. And so this is exactly what she said. Quote, subscriptions have lowered the barrier for entry and created a whole new market and love for games and gaming experiences that otherwise wouldn't have existed. It's one of the reasons why I'm excited to see gaming become a bigger part of our industry. We have our subscriptions, Sony has announced theirs, and I anticipate other platforms are going to do the same because it's so good for both developers and players, end quote. Now, I'm sure as many of you noticed, what's strange about what Sarah Bond is saying here is the way she's talking about Sony specifically. She says that Sony has announced their subscription service. Now, what this article points out, and what I'm sure many of you are thinking right now, is Sony hasn't announced anything in regards to any type of subscription service. We've heard a ton of rumors. We've been seeing Sony do things behind the scenes. But as of right now, we haven't really had any type of formal or official announcement. In fact, when it comes to this, Sony has been completely silent. They have not hinted towards anything other than just, again, the moves that they're making behind the scenes. So, it's certainly possible here that maybe Sony was supposed to announce Spartacus by now, but for one reason or another, the announcement ended up getting delayed, and maybe Sarah Bond was seeing all of the articles and videos being made about Spartacus or whatever it's going to be called, and she just assumed that, oh, well, it was announced, or maybe she just slipped up. I don't know. It's pretty strange. It could just be a mistake. The article here does point out that maybe she was just referring to PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now as it is. But, the wording is pretty specific here, where she's talking about Xbox Game Pass, Sony announcing what I guess they're kind of framing here as an Xbox Game Pass competitor of some kind. So it's really interesting. I think it's kind of funny more than anything, because again, the way this article kind of frames it is like, did Xbox accidentally just reveal their service? I mean, come on, everybody knows about Spartacus. Like, we know it's a real thing, we know it exists, but I've kind of been waiting each week at this point just because of how much talk there has been surrounding it for Sony to announce it, and they just haven't yet. And even though I know that many of us are not that excited for it, some people are, but a lot of us, we're traditionalists. We just kind of like the traditional console gaming experience. We're not really that into subscription services, but I think we're all very interested to know about it and to get the details and to get the official reveal. And so maybe this is a little bit of a hint that it's right around the corner at this point. Like, it was kind of already supposed to happen, but maybe it got pushed back a little bit. I did see some people saying, and I don't know that there's any truth to this, so don't take it for anything, but it's just, at this point, it's basically just speculation. Some people were saying that apparently Sony was supposed to have some type of another bigger event at the end of this month, but it may have gotten delayed to like early next month. I don't think that's plausible at all, only because, I mean, since when does Sony do full-blown events, kind of in this way? It's just not normal, especially right after doing multiple stated plays. But I do believe that a Spartacus announcement has to be just very, very close, and we'll just, have to remain patient and see how many other things kind of pop up before Sony decides to finally bring it out. But the final topic I want to move on to briefly is talking about a developer conference that Sony is holding at GDC. Well, actually, it's Unity holding it, but it's for PlayStation VR2. And so this is, again, reading from Push Square, where the title reads, Cutting Edge PSVR2 Presentations Scheduled for GDC. This may be the week we learn a little more about Sony's next-gen PSVR2 headset, which still remains something of a mystery. While we've seen the hardware and controllers and even a few seconds of Horizon Call of the Mountain gameplay, specifics like software lineups very much remain undercover, but a GDC presentation from engine Unity promises to explore the headset's improved graphics performance and cutting-edge hardware. The briefing, scheduled to take place on March 24th, which is tomorrow, is entitled Build building next-gen games for PSVR2 with Unity. While this will be targeted more towards developers, it's likely we'll learn more about what's possible with the headset, including some examples. Furthermore, with Unity hosting a presentation on the platform, it's feasible that the peripheral may feature in other presentations during the industry-focused convention. Of course, it's important to keep our expectations in check here. GDC is an event for gaming professionals, and it's not necessarily the venue for consumer relations. This means we shouldn't anticipate game reveals or trailers. More tech-focused information about some of the features and functions of the headset is likely what we can expect, if anything. But I think to a lot of people, this could potentially be exciting, depending on what we learn. But nonetheless, this is something that I think is going to be pretty important for developers, because they're going to want to be familiar with all of the new features that are on offer here with PSVR 2. And in a way, it almost sounds like this is a way to maybe entice more developers to consider developing games for PSVR 2. You know, obviously, us as the consumer, we get excited at new hardware, but developers also get very excited about new hardware as well. And so, yeah, I think this overall is a very good thing. And, you know, I'm just hoping that when we see the formal reveal of the software lineup for PlayStation VR 2, which I assume will happen in the coming months, it's going to look pretty good. I mean, we know about Call of the Mountain with Horizon, but you do got to wonder what else is Sony going to have for the launch of this new hardware, because we know that Sony cares very much about having a strong launch lineup. So we'll have to be patient as always, but that's the latest news I have for you guys. Be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll be interested to see what you have to say. Again, leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.